Hello. Hopefully that works. Hi, Armando. How are you? Hello, everyone. Let's see who we get on. I know it's kind of late, right? Is 10 late? I don't know. I'm up all hours of the night because I don't really sleep. So I don't know if 10's a good time or a bad time. I feel like if you're on the East Coast, or the West Coast, it's a bad time because it's like 7 o'clock, you know? Oh, thank you, Beth. Hi, Martha. How are you? Hello, everybody. Come on in. I don't know why I just lost. Hopefully you guys can still see me. I can't. I'm on my I have my laptop here so I can make sure I'm reading all the comments and I can't see me. So hopefully you guys can see me. And I'm getting to the point where I have to wear reading glasses, so there's that. Yeah. Not getting old at all. But yes, if you're here, say hello. Let me know where you're from. And I really just wanted I wanted to get on here and kind of like an icebreaker, I guess. And just chit chat a little bit about like what I'm doing, and maybe we'll get into some things. Yeah. So if you don't know, I wanted to start. I've been wanting to start a podcast forever now. I just haven't gotten the nerve to do so. Hello, Heidi. How are you? So I'm starting it. This recording is probably going to be the first recording of my podcast. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. So I just haven't had the nerve to do it, I guess. But I guess there's no time like the present, right? So we're doing it. Hi, Renee. How are you? Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. Yes, come on in and say hey. Hi, Abby. I hope you're well. Hello. Yes. I just wanted to, I wanted to get started. I have to get started somehow. Like I keep pushing it back, and I literally I got to do it. So here we go. Pretty much. So yes, I hope you are all. Are you loving this? Hello, Gina. How are you? Thank you, Abby. Yes, I'm just so sick of not being able to talk about certain things in life in general. Just and I feel like there's a lot of people who are in the same. I don't want to say in the same position because it's not really a position, but, that are experiencing the same thing. Like there's just some things that like we can't speak about, and like, our growth, or, what we're going through in our life, because chances are what I'm going through, there's so many people that are going through it, but we don't talk about that because it's, it's frowned upon or whatever. So, yeah, so that was like the basis of like why I wanted to start this. Like I want to further help people. I feel like I've reached a wall, and now I want to help, and I just want to like add value to somebody's life, So here we are, and thank you for joining me. I know this is like so not the norm, and that's okay. Like I'm really like, I don't even know how this is going to go. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm just going to like sit here, and we're going to talk about I really do want to talk about this show that I just watched like 5 episodes of. I feel it helps to hear others' experience. It does, because I mean, for me anyway, like I shove things down, and and put them away, and I don't, and that is so not healthy. I'm not recommending that at all. Don't do that. But a lot of that reason I've done that my whole life is because, I have that shame. Like I don't want anybody to be ashamed of me. So everything bad that happens, I shove it away. Or I try to put it away, like I put it back there, and it's really not fair. Like, it's just not. We should not do that. We should not. I am so against shaming people. It's like unbelievable. But, so I just, for that reason, because most people, they point the finger, but they're probably 10 times worse or in a worse position. And, we shouldn't be ashamed to talk about anything that we're going through. And, we all should have a safe space. Everybody should have a safe space always, and if you don't, go find one. Like this could be it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody should have a place where they don't feel judged or, and they don't feel like they're underneath a microscope. It's really not fair that we don't have enough of those resources. So hopefully, this helps whoever, grab your wine or your, I have water. Sonny calls it spackling water. My son, he calls it spackling water. He read it wrong on a menu one time. And, ever since then we all call it spackling water. So it's just funny. Yeah. So grab it and let's go. And if anybody wants to chime in, like, that's good too, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I am not in any way claiming that I'm going to be good at this. It might not go well and it might never happen again. Today's such a stigma. I know. Isn't that crazy? Literally. I can't see any of the comments. Try swiping over and then swiping back. Like, give it 30 seconds and then swipe back, or you can just go out and come back in. I can't, on my laptop, my live completely went away. So I can see the comments on my laptop, but I can't see. So I don't know. I see everything fine here. So as long as you are all right, then yeah, then we should be good. So yeah. I can see, yeah, it just totally stopped. That's okay. Yeah, so this is your safe space, and this will be added to Spotify and on YouTube and all of the things. And eventually, I want to stream on other platforms too, but I'm just doing this now. Just like I said, I just need an icebreaker. Hello, Angela. And they talk about it. Well, that has to be breaking so many rules, James. That's not okay. That's I'm pretty sure that's a major HIPAA violation. So, yeah, I would, you need some kind of HR, you need something. Call somebody, because that's not okay. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Yeah, so I just started watching this show. I watched 6 or 7 episodes of it. Maybe I might be exaggerating. It might have only been 4. But, so basically, and it had me thinking, so basically it's it's about being with a mama's boy. And, before you come for me in the comments, it's not about this is not geared towards men or women. It's everybody. But, so these mothers are seriously babying their sons, to the point where some of them are even inappropriate, where it's very questionable, the one guy smacks his mom on her ass. And, and it was just extremely inappropriate. So, and that's the relationship. She'll walk in the room, his to-be wife will be sitting right here, and, he'll be oh, hey, sexy, to his mom, and that's a little alarming to me. So that's one aspect of it. But the other aspect of it is some of them will be they'll literally have a spoon and feed their 30-year-old son. And that is I don't agree with that either. So, but then it had me thinking that, that is a real thing. Like it is a real, family dynamic. And for, any adult, to have a parent that spoon feeds them and does their laundry, and at 30 they're still like doing every little thing for them, you're kind of like disabling them, right? Like they're kind of like all these women that are on the show with their sons, like they're kind of disabling their sons because they're completely 100% dependent on that care. So it just had me thinking about that. And in my relationship now, that, his mother does not baby him. And after watching the show, I've never been so grateful for that because like he does all of it. Like he cooks, he cleans, he does all of the things, and he doesn't, expect me to do anything extra or over the top, I cook and I clean too. I feel like it's very even. It's very mutual, with that. But, it's not like that in every relationship. And if you have, a parent constantly coddling an adult child, what are you really doing? Like there is a line, there's a fine line there where it's like, do you love your child, or are you trying to disable them so they need you all the time, and then they expect that from their partner, and essentially like it's going to mess up their life, and I just kept going down this rabbit hole, so to speak. It's called I Love a Mama's Boy. That's what it's called. Sorry, it took me a minute. It's called I Love a Mama's Boy. There's another one I haven't got. Well, I started to watch it and I wasn't really feeling it, but the one that I watched a few episodes of, it's called, I Love a Mama's Boy. And it does get like intense, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it shouldn't be expected. It should be like you should, when you're in a relationship, you should want to do those things for your partner. Like you should want to cook and you should want to clean. I mean, cleaning is necessary, but you should want to do all the things on both ends, the man and the woman. That's how I feel. That's my personal view on it. But once a mother or a father becomes invasive, and that's the other thing too. Once the mom, and mom or dad is like too involved in that, I feel like that's really gonna drive a wedge into the relationship. That's like, and you are disabling your child, whether they are male or female. You are disabling them, and then they expect things from their partner that they're probably never going to get, and that's not fair to them, so it does make you think. It makes you think about like for me, like I do baby my son. I mean, he's 7, so I can still do that. But at 30, like you better believe I'm not spoon feeding him, like I said, that gets extreme. But I'm definitely not, I'm not the type. And I feel even now, I baby him because he's my last one, and I'm never going to get to do this again. And, baby wise, so that's probably why I tend to him a lot, but I also make him do things on his own because I feel like it's important for a child and I'm not judging anybody who does things differently at all. I'm just saying, I feel like it's important for a child to develop some sort of independence, because if we do everything their whole lives, they're going to expect it their whole lives. And if they don't have a motivation to, for the longest time, my son wouldn't tie his shoes. Like he just wouldn't. And then I realized it's because I keep doing it for him. I keep doing it, and it's like all my girls learned by the time they were 5, they knew how to tie their shoes. And then he's over here like 7 and like, mommy, come do it. Or the last time when it finally like hit me, he was like, I don't want laces. So he wanted the Velcro. And I was like, no, dude, like you're going to get, I'm going to buy you something with laces. And he kept picking out all these Velcro shit. And I was like, no, and then I said, you're going to sit down. You're going to learn this weekend. It's not like we weren't trying to teach him before, we were, but we never like forced it. So then that weekend, like I forced him, and now he knows, but like if if I keep tying his shoes for him, he's never going to learn that for himself. And that's a basic skill in life that he needs, you know? So I think that you're enabling your child to be disabled if they are adults and you're still doing all the things for them. Like, their independence is so important, you know. God forbid something happens to that parent that gets involved, you know, or that does the coddling. That the child is going to be like so lost in the world, so lost. You know, and that to me is a scary thought. The other thing is, I'm in love with a mama's boy, or I love a mama's boy, I'm in love with a mama's boy, whatever the name of it is. If you reversed it and it was a father-daughter, I don't even think that would be a show. I don't even think they would allow that to air. Because with a mother-son, they're basically set, and I feel like this is something that we should probably talk about. But with a mother-son, they're kind of accepting it because it's a mother and a son. But if it was a father and an adult daughter, so you're talking, if it's a 60-year-old man and his 20-year-old daughter, and she's feeling him up or calling him sexy or something, I honestly don't think that would ever be a show. And I don't think that anybody would think that it was acceptable. So I'm interested to know if I'm the only one who feels that way. Because I was thinking like that. I'm like, they couldn't even do a spinoff like fathers being too invasive with their daughters. Like, it's one thing for a father to not like whoever their daughter decides to date or something like that. I feel like that's a normal thing. And I feel like it's normal for the mother too. Like, you're overprotective, but there is a point where like they're adults and they need to make their own decision, and you need to like let them go mess up, you know, let them go mess up in life. And of course, I don't know everything yet. I'm still learning, but you know, I have 3 of them, and I'm still every day still learning. But I just feel like if it was a 60-year-old man, father of a 20-year-old girl, and they were having an inappropriate relationship, I think that it would be a completely different show, or it wouldn't be a show at all. It would be on Dr. Phil as disturbing, you know. But you know, these mother sons, they're like the one mom got a couples massage with her son. Hello. He's like 32, and they're the masseuse, both of them thought that they were a couple. And then when they learned they weren't, they were like, we've never had a mother-son together getting a couples massage together. Like, you booked that and you booked it as a couples. I don't know. I just think that that's extremely odd and inappropriate. And the other one, the other mom, she loves her son clearly. She, you know, spoon feeds him. Okay. But he's married with children, and she challenges the wife constantly because she wants them to break up. And they have children together. Like, you're trying to break up a marriage with your son, and he's happy. He's happy with her. You know, so it's, and then that got me thinking too, like, what are you essentially trying to achieve here? Like, okay, so she's gonna get to the point where she's had enough of your shit, and then she's gonna leave your son, and she has 2 kids. So now your son, you know, your son's gonna be in turmoil. His marriage is gonna be done, and he's gonna be living with you, which is what she wants. She wants him to move back in with her. You know, and then you're gonna take care of him for the rest of his life. You know, and she even like questioned if the grandkids were his, and she made them take a paternity test. Like, watch the show, but she made them do these things. And I know a lot of it is exaggerated for TV. Like, I understand that, but if that is a true situation, that is so messed up. She made them do a paternity test, and of course it came back that both of the children were his. But I felt like that was completely, like, that is a line. Like, you just challenged your grandkids, and they're babies now, but when they grow up and they find out that mom and dad and grandma were on a show, and they go and find the show and watch it, they're going to see what you did to their mom, and then they're going to feel some type of way. I promise you that. They're gonna, those kids are really gonna be upset about that. I'd be upset, and they did. The problem is that sorry, one of these is not going right. But, the problem is that the sons don't tell their parents or their mom to back off. They accept it. And then the women don't want to upset their husbands or their boyfriends, so they tiptoe around the whole situation. So nobody's speaking up except for the mom, who has no business being involved anyway. So, but in my mind, what is she trying to do? She's trying to disable her son, and then he's going to live with her until she dies, and he's going to be unhappy. So you really don't want him to be happy, because he's really happy right now. He has 2 beautiful children, a beautiful wife. He has a good career. Like, he's happy, and you're just messing it up for fun. I don't know. So to me, it just seems like it's not even a love thing. It's an extremely selfish way, to fill a void in their lives, so that was my thought about, in disabling and enabling. Like today, Sonny, and Audrey, they want a Stanley Cup. I hate this trend. Just so you guys know, I hate it. So I told them, I said, if you can go a week without crying, I will get you a Stanley Cup. So they are both like the happiest kids in the world. Now, I will tell you, Audrey will be fine. She can go a week without crying. Sonny cries. He cried today because he was short. Okay. My son cried because he was short. What am I supposed to do with that? You're short, I'm sorry. And then he came up to me and he said, it's your fault. You made me, it's your fault. So I told him, when he said he wanted a Stanley Cup, I said, if you don't cry for a week from today, you have to make it the whole week without crying, I will buy you a Stanley Cup, and he thinks he's going to do it. So I'm interested to see, but yeah, he did. He cried. He stood outside, and you feel bad because like they're crying over something like you can't fix right now anyway. You're still little. You're going to have your growth spurt. Like, you're going to grow. But yeah, he cried because he was short. One time my daughter, when she was little, she was like 4. She cried because it wasn't her birthday that day. They just came up with that. Like, one day she just came out like hysterically crying, and I asked her what was wrong, and she said, it's not my birthday today. And it was like so far away from her birthday. So I don't know where that came from. But yeah, Sonny cried because he was short today. And so that was the deal we made. And that further got me thinking, like, what if I just got him the cup and there was like no motivation there? He would expect those things all of the time. That's the other thing. Like, for me, I really have, I didn't have a whole lot when I, growing up. So now I don't want my kids to have, how do I say this in a not bad way? I don't want them to have everything, or I don't want them to have whatever they want, because I don't want them to expect it. So like, very rarely do I buy them things. Like, I buy them things they need. Like, they need clothes, fine. They need shoes, fine. But like, if we're in the store, hey mom, can I have that ball? No, you're not, like nothing. I don't do that. I don't do that because I don't want them to expect it every time we go into Walmart or every time we go into CVS, any store we're in, and they're, even if it's a little keychain, that's what they want. So it is, do try my best to make it so they are independent now, because I want them to be independent adults, and I do not want to smother them or, I also want a relationship with them always, and I don't want to do anything. I do think about that a lot. Like I think about like every move that I make because I don't want to do anything that's going to cause them to not want to have a relationship with me later on in life. Yeah, so with the things we never thought we'd worry about, those are the things that I worry about at night. I lay awake at night thinking, oh, I hope my kids love me when they're 50. You know, I don't know. I guess that's like just an anxiety of mine, but you know, everybody goes through stages in their life where they're kind of like discovering a new self. And I know like everybody goes through it where they're like, wow, that happened. You know, and they have those aha moments and they realize like things, as an adult versus when you're a kid, you kind of don't see it when you're a kid. You know, things fly right over your head, you know, but as an adult, you're like, oh yeah. You know, and I just never want them to view me in a negative way, if that makes any sense. So let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. Sorry, I haven't been reading any of them. Just hug him and realize he's learning how to embrace his own self. Yes, I did. I hugged him and I told him I was sorry that I made him short. But I did tell him that he would get taller because he will. I just thought that was like, you can't laugh either. You can't laugh at them when they do stuff like that because you don't want them to think you're laughing at them. But how do you, like, that was funny, you know? You're short. You're adorable though. It's okay to be short. You know, for hosting this talk, I think that it's beneficial. Oh, well, thank you, Kelly. Thank you for being here, guys. I really do appreciate you. Yes. Please make sure you guys, I have my like link tree attached, not attached to the live, but I have it like on my Facebook page. Make sure you follow me there because anytime I update it, you'll be updated. And like when I upload, is that the right? I think that's, yeah. Upload the podcast and everything, then it will alert you whenever I change or if I add a link or whatever. So yeah, make sure you guys are following me there. And, I don't know exactly how this is going to go. You know, I don't know if I'm going to have like a certain day or time. I haven't really thought that far into it. I just know that I want it to be a regular thing. And I know that I want to talk about all the stuff that we don't normally talk about. I'm talking about, the show is called, I think it's called I Love a Mama's Boy or I'm in Love with a Mama's Boy. But yeah, I don't even know. I think it's on, I want to say it's on Hulu or Prime, one of them. But yeah, probably if you Google it, it'll come up. But it's absolutely ridiculous. Some of these moms are, I was literally like hollering in my living room and I was saying, I am so happy that I'm not friends with any of these women because like, meaning the wives, because I would be such a bad friend. I would literally be yelling at them. Yeah, because that mom's gotta go. The mom has to go. They just, yeah, I just think that comes from like an unhappy place. I don't think it's good. It's not good for your kid. It's not good for you, you know, and they're 30, let them live their lives. That's just how I feel. It's on Discovery Plus. There you go. Thank you, Eddie. All day, every day, Angie. Yes, please. Thank you, Miranda. Love you. I had my 4 oldest at a young age, so I made lots of mistakes along the way, and they'll definitely remember. You know what though? I don't think that if you raise your child to be loving and if you give them good morals and and you just raise them to be decent people, I don't think that they're going to hold every little thing against you because don't get me wrong, like everybody makes mistakes. And if you say you didn't, you're lying. And I've made mistakes, of course. Like, I have a 17-year-old, and there's so many things that I wish that I could just erase. I feel like that's part of learning how to be a parent, juggling being a single parent and a single young parent. I knew nothing about the world. I knew nothing about life. And here I am with, so I do believe, Summer, that, if you are doing the right thing now, that they're not going to hold all of that older stuff against you. I don't think that at all. I think that they're people just like us. And I think that they're going to want you in the present moment to be good to them. So if you're good to them in the present moment, the past won't matter so much. That's what I think anyway. I mean, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a specialist. I'm nothing. I'm just somebody having a conversation. I also had mine while I was still broken. I understand that too. Go through the drama phase, with parents. They do. They absolutely do. And like, they're going to blame you for things regardless. That's the other thing. Like, some things you just can't avoid. Things just like, it's my fault that he's short. I'm sure when I side eye his girlfriend the wrong way when he's older, that's going to be my fault when she breaks up with him, and we'll see. Here I am talking about these moms, and I'm like, I'm lying. When that girl walks in my house, I'm going to be ready. I mean, I'm not going to be as bad as these moms, though. That's for sure. That is for sure. They remember how much I love them and still do. And they will. They absolutely will. I do believe that. We're all just doing our best. Like, there's no book. I mean, there is lots of books. And you know what? Usually they're full of it too. But there's really, like, every kid is different. Literally, all three of my kids have different personalities, and they need to be loved a different way. And that is, like, so true. What works for one doesn't work for the other. And I'm over here navigating all of these things, trying to figure out, how to be a good mom and how to keep myself together and how to, make sure we're in a good neighborhood, make sure they're in a good school, make sure I'm sitting down with them and spending a lot of time with them, I put a lot of pressure on myself. That's my fault. But that is, I've always, in every single one of my relationships, talking about, and I'm not just talking about I'm not talking about a romantic relationship. I'm talking about every single one of my friendships, family relationships, my romantic relationships, all the way up until this present moment. Every bad thing I've always blamed myself 100% for, or I always try to find a reason. Like, I always try to find the something, like, what did I do wrong? Like, what did I do wrong to make them act that way? What did I do wrong to make them act right? And I've learned that, like, you can't, I still do it, but you can't do it. And so I'm trying to, like, I'm trying to not do that so much. But being everybody's scapegoat is what I'm good at. So hence the name. I just got here. That's okay. Thank you for coming. No, it's all good. And hello, Jessica. What would be funny? Is it Panda for a Panda? What would be funny? I don't know. I don't understand the question. As long as you're willing to admit your shortcomings. Absolutely. That's the other thing too. Like, some people just want to be validated. Like, some of these kids, they just want to be acknowledged. Like, they just want to, hey, I'm sorry. Like, that was a terrible time and I did the wrong thing when I should have done the right thing. Like, that, something simple like that can solve all of the problems. But then, some people are stubborn. And then it is what it is, right? that's all part of your personal growing, and your journey, pretty much, you know. You just, I feel like my generation, that we are doing our very best. My generation is very big on trying to do better than our parents. And I feel like that's the way it's supposed to be anyway, but they're trying to do so much better that they're forgetting about family values or morals that they should be instilling in their kids. So I do feel that way, especially the generation that comes after me. So the generation that comes after me is, I always get this wrong, millennial, maybe? I don't know. Whatever generation comes after me. I'm old. If I cried, I would stop before I give you something to cry for. Yeah, I mean, I had that too. Yeah, I had that too. I had you had to make sure you better eat everything on that plate. That is one thing that I'll never forget. That one, and I'll give you a reason to cry. Those things. I do remember all of those things. And like when you're a kid, for me anyway, like I don't think I ever actually sat there and thought like that was abusive, like, and I don't think my parents thought that was abusive. I don't think they thought the phrase was, the phrase saying, I'll give you something to cry about. I don't think that they were even in an abusive mind frame when they said that to me, but then if you say that now, your kid gets taken away. You can't say that. You know what I mean? Like that's how much it's changed. And even then, like they were only doing what they were taught to do or what they thought was the right thing. So, and it's just, it literally changed from generation to generation on how we deal with kids, but we still have to give them good morals, I think. And we still have to teach them how to be independent and, how to like work. Like, they should know basic skills in life. They should know how to check the oil in their car. All the kids should know how to check the oil in their car. That should be something that they just know. They should probably know how to change a tire. I'm just naming things that are coming in my head, but like there are so many basic skills that, like how do you cook pasta? What do you mean? How do you cook pasta? Like some things I just don't understand why they're not. They took home ec out of school. I don't even think that that's an option like in any school anymore. So that in itself, it's like, wait a minute, that's like, these are like, we have, I don't know what it's called, like advanced something calculus my daughter's taking right now. If I took that, I would fail. I promise you. But so we have advanced calculus over here, but no home ec over here. What are they going to do? What are they going to do when they graduate? How are they going to eat? Like they should have to learn basic skills. So unfortunately, now we have to be home ec teachers because my kids, I teach them, how to cook and how to clean, but not everybody has time for that. Not everybody has time to be like, come here, let me show you how to make a meatball, so because both parents, have to work, and that's a whole other show. But, we had home ec every year for one semester. Yeah. But they don't have it anymore. They took it away. They took away, handwriting, cursive. Like they don't have to learn cursive anymore, which is odd to me because like, how are they ever going to sign anything? But now you just sign on an iPad. So I guess that's like going to be like a forgotten skill. Is handwriting a skill? I think it is. Yeah. So that's going to be like one of the things that they are like never going to need again. But then what if, I don't know, what if electronics go away someday and we don't have iPads anymore? Oh no. They should know basic things. They should know how to boil water. I feel. My son does cursive. In school, he does. Mine don't. My cursive is not part of any curriculum. I'm so proud of them. Aw, I love that. They all take care of their children. They cook, they clean. Aw, I love that. And see? And then you just look at them and you cry. That's what I want. I hope I get that. Yes, ma'am, in elementary. Well, that's good. That's good, April. Yeah, mine don't. They totally like took it away. They don't know how to do any of it. And of course, like I went to Catholic school. So like we would do like hours and hours of the loop-de-loops until we like learned how to do like beautiful cursive, like it's just not a thing anymore. So, and yeah, I really do think that home ec should come back, and was like shop class. They never had that when I was in school. And they don't have the, what's the one with the baby, the baby that cries? They don't have that anymore either. Everything is changing. Everything is changing, and everything's on an iPad. And it is a little bit worrisome, but that's where I feel like I have to fill in all the blanks, and then that's more pressure that I have to put on. Oh, I got to make sure they all know how to write in cursive. I got to make sure they all know how to cook. I got to do all these things, and teach them to be good people. And man, that stuff's hard. We had shop class and music. We had music. They still have music. My daughter plays the saxophone. She's actually pretty good. And I'm very happy that is still part of it. But I was really shocked when I learned that home ec didn't exist anymore. You should know how to sew a button. I do believe that. And you should know how to boil water and maybe make some mashed potatoes or something. I don't know. Like you should know a little bit about you might not have a microwave forever. And it's so not good for you. You need to learn how to cook, boys and girls have to learn those things, and they should all know how to do a load of laundry too. Basic things. But that was the whole thing that I wanted to say, about those moms that are smothering their sons, their 30 and 40-year-old sons, and there is one mother and son who are extremely inappropriate to the point where they make his fiance feel uncomfortable. And she gets jealous of them flirting. It's weird. Go watch it. But I'm curious, to see if others are going down the same rabbit holes I'm going down, or am I just losing my mind? My youngest son took home ec in school. I lost it. Sewing was included. He made himself some. That's awesome. Yeah, I took sewing in school too, so I know how to do that, but they don't offer anymore. And he went to the Marine Corps. Oh, that's awesome. It's scary how the majority of the world has become so dependent on the modern convenience. Yes. But that's just it. It's a convenience because there's another way to do it. And when we lose that way, it's just a vicious cycle. For sure. My daughter has taught her 8 and 9-year-old boys to do laundry. That's awesome, Susie. Yeah. Yep, Sonny's learning. I don't care. You gonna learn today? Yeah. You gotta teach them, and you have to let them mess up a couple times. Let them figure it out. And hopefully they don't need, I shouldn't say need, because I feel like they should need their parents for a long time, but hopefully they don't become so dependent on mom and so dependent on dad that they can't do anything for themselves, because there will be a time where they're in a situation where that nobody will be there to help them. And when they're in that moment, they need to be able to figure it out. Like, for instance, my middle child, Audrey, she is 10, and I swear, if I leave her anywhere, if I just dropped her off somewhere far, far away, she would find, with nothing, no money, nothing, no device, she would find her way home. That's just who she is. She does have that street smart, sense that not everybody has. My 17-year-old, if I left her, I would probably never see her again. It's just different. And like, I'm the same mom, you know what I mean? If anything, the 17-year-old should probably have a little bit more street smarts than the 10-year-old, but she's just one of those kids. Like, she can figure it out. Like, you give her a situation and she's like, yep, got it. And the other one, you know, she's smart. Like, she gets A's and B's, but if you, you know, here, make a cell phone. Like, if I put her on a private island and told her to come up with a cell phone, that would never happen. But if I tell Audrey to come up with a cell phone, she's no problem. I don't know about Sunny yet. I'm still making up my mind, but yeah, though it's very different for each child. And like I said, I have to give them a different type of love each, if that makes any sense. My girls are night and day different too. I know, it's crazy too, because it's like, I feel like I didn't do anything different with Audrey versus Ava. And there's a 7-year gap there, you know? And so Ava was an only child for so long. You would think that she'd be the one who was like, yup, got it. You know, street smart, got it. Like, resourceful. That's it. Like, Audrey's way more resourceful than Ava would be. My kids are complete opposite. Yeah, they are all so different. I will say though, Audrey and Sunny, they're 3 years apart, and for a long time, it's starting to like fizzle off now, but for the longest time, I thought they were, like, it felt like, I didn't think, but it felt like they were twins, because there's 3 years is not a lot. So a 3-year gap, they like the same cartoons. They like the same fad, the same toy that came out. You know, they liked all the same things, and they had to have all the same things. So I treated them like twins for the longest time. Like, if I bought this one, I don't know, a Pokemon, whatever card deck, then I had to buy this one, a Pokemon card deck. And if I bought this one, Robux or Roblox, whatever, that thing, then I had to buy the other one, you know? And that's how I did it for the longest time. And now I'm trying to separate it a little bit, because I feel like it's not fair. Like, one shouldn't have to be like, if she did something good, she should get rewarded. But if he didn't, does that mean she doesn't? You know what I mean? So now I'm trying to separate it and make it not so twin-like. And they're not twins. They're just so close in age, and they're like best friends. They play together all the time, you know? So I for the longest time, I treated them like twins. You know, so maybe that's why they're all so different. I don't know. My daughter is going to be 20, and my ex was like, well, you know, I'm just like, you know, oh, well, I mean, she's going to be 20. God bless her for having a 20-year-old. Yeah, mine's 17. She's going to be 18, and that scares me. They're not ready. To me, they're not ready, but I got to let her mess up, right? I got to let her. She thinks she knows everything. That's the age that they're at. They think they know everything. It's amazing how children are so different. I have 5, and all of them have their own. I know, it's nuts, right? Like, they're all different, but then you'll see like a little bit of a similar. Oh, you'd be like, oh yeah, you all do that. You know, like, you all do that one thing. But literally, they all need different. They all need things differently. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's good too. And as a person, you know, helping, being that way, like for me, you know, Sunny needs a different type of, he needs a different type of love than Ava needs, and then Audrey needs. So like, me having to figure that out and put it where it needs to go, that I feel like that makes me grow as a person too. I learn different personality types, and I learn, you know, how to basically love differently, right? Because it is a different kind of love. So yeah, my kid is 11 going on 35. Girl, I know how that feels. Ava is she was born in the wrong decade. I swear. She should have been born in the 70s. She is such a hippie. It's just great to see. And she's so different and I like that too. Like, she's different than all the kids at school. You know, like, there's a group of her friends who are all like her. Like, of course, that's why they're friends, right? They all like the same things and they dress the same way. And then there's everybody else. And I love that because it's like, and she is completely comfortable in her, and she is comfortable with herself. She's comfortable being herself. She's not like an insecure person. And I love that about her. She has no problem being different. I love that. And she's really not. She's just, her personality is different. But yeah. And then they have to find their own way. And we cannot hold them back from that. Us as parents can't hold them back from growing and from flourishing. And, you know, they should definitely be picking up on different things and, you know, navigating through life without a parent. You know, they need to learn that too. Not ready, but they really are. I know. They're ready, but I'm not ready. 4 girls, 24, 18, 14, and 12. I will pray for you. That girl, 4 girls. Whew, I thought, you know, I think like 2 girls, like, oh man, like 2 girls, I'm in for it. And I can't imagine 4, like, whew, that's crazy. That's nuts. 16, 12, 10, and 9. Some of them are more than the rest. I know, right? It is nuts how different they all are. But it's good too, you know, it's good that they all go their own way and they all do their own thing and they figure it out. They do figure it out. When we let them go, they are not stupid people. I promise they are not. I don't ever feel like you should underestimate them. I've done that a few times and I kind of learned my lesson. So I don't underestimate them. I don't put anything past them. Any kids for that matter. But, yes, they all need to, they need to learn to grow on their own, or not like as kids, as adults. Adults need to learn how to, move on their own. You look super happy. Oh, thank you, Miranda. Good to see you. Thank you for being in here. My daughter's beyond spoiled now. Why are we not poor? It is easy to go broke with kids. I will say that. And that's the thing too. Like now they're starting to they come up to me with their, you know, with their iPads or, with their iPads, and they'll be like, here, I filled a Shein cart. Can you buy all this for me? And I'm like, who are you? And how did you find Shein? And then like Audrey will look at it and she will like go through and she'll be like, oh, that's too expensive. Like she's aware of money. And one time she was on like, her Roblox game, and, I took her device for the night, and I went and I looked at what she was doing, and she's messaging their customer service back and forth. I don't know a lot about, like, I'm probably saying this wrong, but there's like an animal that you can buy on Roblox. And, she was like asking the customer service representative if it was on sale. And I was dying. Like I couldn't, and they're answering her. Like it was like a chat. They're going back and forth. And she's like, well, when do you think like the pink bunny bird will be on sale? And it's hilarious. This is the softer side of you. It was Adopt Me. Oh, Adopt Me, is that what it's called? Yeah, whatever game it was. It was a game, and it's a virtual animal that you buy with like with mom's money. And I don't give them that either, because I feel like it's just throwing money away. So that's probably why she was asking, because she probably had a gift card from somebody and she wanted the little animal but didn't have enough. So she was asking customer service when it was going on sale. You're doing something right then. The things they do, it's just hilarious. But this was fun. I'm happy that we did break the ice. And there's going to be definitely a lot more of these to come. I'm happy we got to sit and chat about kids, and make sure you guys watch that show. I would love to know what you all think of it. So you can come back here and like comment at the bottom and tell me like what you think about the mother-son things. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's not like inappropriate as I believe it is. So, yeah, but thank you guys for joining me for this power hour or whatever you want to call it. And I will be back. I don't know what day, but I'm going to, thank you, James. Yes, it was so much fun. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for all your love and support. I appreciate it. Don't forget, my link tree is at the top of my Facebook. Please follow that or subscribe to it, whatever it is, so you get the alert when I drop the recording of the podcast or whatever we do. I'm so not a tech person, but just follow that. And of course I'll announce it on here, and hopefully Facebook won't push me down. But I love you all and I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.